So, uh, I I was born in Trinidad. I moved here when I was 8, and in Trinidad, you dream about the United States, and all you can think about, you gotta think this is before you use internet, before you're doing dial-up and all that kinda stuff, right? You think about something from a magazine or an encyclopedia. There was no Google and stuff like that, and I remember watching movies and watching Coming to America and Boomerang, and I envisioned and saw those visions of America in New York and all that other stuff. And I remember coming here and seeing it for the first time and getting to see homes. And I think that's where my feeling, like I tell everybody, like that looks like a Fresh Prince of Bel Air house. Like, cause that's what I envision homes. And I to this day, I'll still go to an open house and I will envision in my mind, where is the Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Where is the Christmas tree? When is that kid gonna come down those stairs and say, "Did Santa come? Did Santa come?" And I can do a whole picture in my mind and be like, that's the Christmas tree spot. Like, that's where you're gonna do that, and that's the thing about real estate. It isn't so much about the house, it's the home. It's the people inside of it that actually make it a home, that makes it a nice space, makes it inviting, makes it warm, makes it tender. So that's the thing about real estate. Like, some people think of it like, oh, it's just a house. No, it's a home. That's where the kids are gonna have memories. Like, that's what I really care about. Like, at the end of the day, I'm helping somebody make memories. I'm helping somebody for generations be like, I grew up there. That's my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, I remember where we lived. I remember, kids used to ride on bicycles back in the day, and you could figure out where's Adam by which house the bicycles are laid in the lawn. And you grew up in that neighborhood, and I still talk to those kids to this day. So when I think about real estate, it isn't so much about the house, but the memories you're gonna make in the house. And when you get in there and you see that Christmas tree, that's when you know it's really a home. For me here, I want to make sure that, whenever we're doing a loan or we're getting somebody in a property, that I want them to get in early enough that they can put up a Christmas tree.
Absolutely. I have, a similar affinity with real estate as well. Being, first generation Haitian American, being a first generation Haitian American, my dad coming to this country, they bought their first home. I was about 4 years old. And, some of my early memories is, them packing up, leaving the apartment, moving into our home. And that's our family home where, they still live today. And as, growing up and, I remember, because living in West Palm, I would go on these drives really just to kind of clear my head or just kind of think and plan. And, as I started dating, my wife, we would do these drives through Palm Beach together, right? We'd go to the beach, hang out, and then, hey, we're going to drive down, the intercoastal or, from Palm Beach up to, all the way up to Del Rey. And we would just look at these homes and just kind of envision and talk about our future and really have these conversations at 16, 17, 18. Who you want to be, what do we want to be, when we're 25, 30. And it's kind of amazing to look at how, kind of hear what you're saying, right? About how, you had these dreams and how real estate tied into it. I think you're absolutely right. Yes, it's a transaction. Yes, it's a house, but the experience, the people, the dinners that you have in that house is what makes it a home. And I think we're absolutely honored that somebody would choose RX Loans to help make that dream come true.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do it.